supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The Australian against the Italian. And the Australian is 10 years older and does have a reach advantage. The one thing to watch with Elvis, he has very long legs. That's how he caught Jeremy Horn. If it goes to the mat, that may make a difference.
When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. Elvis Sinosic against Alessio Sakara. Light heavyweight matchup here from Mandalay Bay.
All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? Bring it on, come on!
All right, let's see if Elvis does go for the early takedown.
Alessio immediately charges forward. Nice body shot. Again, nice body shot.
Elvis is going to try to control any way he can, isn't he, Joe? You can already see the boxing skills in just the first 15 seconds, the hands of Alessio Sakara.
He's got double underhooks on Elvis.
Elvis, a very experienced mixed martial artist, as you talked about.
And we've talked about Alessio's hands, but we haven't talked about his ground game, which is supposed to be very good as well. We just haven't had a chance to see it yet. And there we go. Beautiful takedown. And again, Elvis Sinosic very dangerous from his back. Elvis is in half guard right now. Alessio's trying to pass. Look for Elvis to try to sweep.
Elvis is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Machado Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he has amazing submission ability. So one place he is not totally uncomfortable is on his back with his opponent in the closed guard.
Now, he's got an excellent guard. Like we said, he submitted Jeremy Horn for his guard. He's got to be careful here.
Multiple Australian Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. We talked about him when he was in the UFC years ago. Former IT support officer said I was a computer geek, working the phones, a little IT support. And he's happened to be one of the toughest guys working the phones that you've ever seen.
Stay busy, keep busy, keep busy.
Alessio is just trying to throw punches from the guard. It's not the best place to punch. You can land some shots, but you're not going to get effective leverage. And Elvis is doing a good job of kind of minimizing any damage that Alessio can inflict here.
Okay, stop.
All right, here we go. We're going to stand it up and back to the feet.
You got to say it the time. Again,
yeah,
Elvis is
good body shot. Yeah, caught a left too.
His hands are down and his head is straight up and he's back on his back again.
Well, you know what? I wonder for a second, though, if Sakara feels that he has so much control on the hands, why the takedowns of Elvis Sinosic?
Maybe he just wants to prove his ground game. I mean, who knows? Maybe he thinks that he can just get him on his back, and when Elvis is going for submission, he can pound him out, which is what he's trying to do here.
Sakara, Legionarius, his nickname. Very, very well-trained fighter, and becoming more of a mixed martial artist every day.
Saying don't come down at the point of the elbow.
Yep, you can't come down with the point of the elbow to the top of the head. So they take a point away from Sakara.
No warning, just 1 point.
Yep. No worries. You know what? I hope Sakara understands totally there.
You see Elvis's head, it's still straight up in the air.
He caught him.
Bang.
He got rocked and he got rocked again. Oh, Sakara's hands are outstanding. Yeah. And he's taking Elvis down at will, but to that point, though, Joe, I don't know that Elvis really minds going down
Elvis
to his
jumped
back.
to guard there.
Yeah, there you go, exactly.
He went for the double overhooks and he jumped to guard. He knows he can't stand with this guy. This is real bad. Elvis, like we said before, he stands up. He's got good strikes, but he stands up where his head is straight up in the air. He doesn't tuck his chin. He doesn't put his shoulders up. He doesn't keep his hands up high and protect himself. And against a guy like Alessio Sakara, that just spells doom.
I'll tell you what, you may see Elvis, you know, skinny guy, 6'3", doesn't look to have a lot of girth to him, and walking down the street think he's not tough, but I'll tell you what, he was punished by Tito Ortiz, and I remember seeing him in London after he lost to Babalu, and he went the distance in that fight and was completely demolished. So there'll really have to be a lot of punishment for Sakara to get Elvis to tap out. He's a tough cat.
Yes, but he has already suffered a lot of punishment. I mean, who knows how wobbly he is right now, even just lying on his back. If he stands up, after this, we'll get a good shot of it. see how hurt he really is. It's one of the things, if you're really rocked and wobbly and you just grab a guy and pull guard, you know, you can kind of hang on even though your head's not clear. As long as the guy doesn't land too many bombs from the top, you can recover.
Stand you up, guys. Stay busy.
Yeah, Elvis does not want to hear "I want to stand you up." What he should be doing is throwing those legs up, try to get something. Go for the rubber guard, pull his leg. There he goes. It looked like he was going for an omoplata there, but very loose and open.
And a great pace being displayed by Sakara.
He's getting pelted here.
Yeah, he's bloodied up big time now. I don't know if he caught him in the head. Yeah, they're going to stop him.
Has a history of that. He's got a history of being cut. He's cut by Evan Tanner. He's cut by Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, this might be it.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, this might be it. It looks like his forehead. We're going to bring the doctor in. He catch him with an elbow, Joe.
It looks like he caught him with a lot of different things. That Alessio Sakara is danger.
He can go.
Doctor
says he can go.
Good, excellent. It's just a cut on the top of the forehead.
Tell you, like I said, Elvis will try to take all he can.
But now they're standing up again.
Yeah. Here we go again.
Lay down.
They're going to put him back in the same position.
Nice.
Which again, we talked about is an excellent rule, and it somewhat benefits Elvis, one might think.
Oh, 100% it benefits Elvis. We call that the Dwayne Ludwig rule. That rule was instituted after Dwayne Ludwig and Genki Sudo had a phenomenal bout, but Dwayne was cut, and because of that cut, they made those guys stand up again, and Dwayne wound up winning the decision, and there was a huge debate about it on the internet. Let's take a look at the replay. Some fantastic hands from Alessio Sakara. This is from the ground. Let's take a second look here. This might be the punch that cut him. It was a combination punch and elbow. It doesn't look like that's the one that cut him, though. The best hand techniques that Alessio displayed were actually at the beginning of the round in the stand-up portion of it. But either way, very dominant first round for Alessio Sakara.
Colpisci bene in piedi, lo metti giù. Se non lo metti giù ferma una lotta per essa può alzare una cara, devi un calcio o cara, ma c'è un
I don't know. That sounds like they're summoning a demon.
Seconds out, let's go!
I don't know, but I think they said do exactly what you've been doing.
That sounds like something out of an Exorcist movie.
You know, Elvis trying to stay so relaxed, smile on his face, and you know, I'll tell you what, he is an upbeat guy and a pleasure to talk to and visit with.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and I hate to see him getting battered. And you look at him smile. He's like, hey, let's keep doing this. But you notice, head is straight up in the air. You see that? And as soon as he's going to get caught with a counter.
Sakara's just quick hands. It's the speed that's beating him.
It's amazing Sakara is deciding to take this fight to the ground because that's the only shot that Elvis has to win. If standing up, Sakara has to do is just back away, and every time Elvis tries to take him down or jump to guard, back away and then continue the stand-up exchange.
I think I asked you why he did that in the first round. Remember I asked
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe he was just trying to show that that he has a good ground game, and the first throw that he put Elvis down with was beautiful. Got double underhooks, slammed his body down, but he's not even trying to pass, which is the confusing thing. He's content to stay in Elvis's guard and just throw punches with minimal leverage. He's an excellent striker, so even a small short punch from a guy like that can cause a lot of damage, as you see right there. But he would be so much better if he could just stand up, get a knee between those two legs, pass the guard, get to a dominant position, and then finish this fight. Or get out of that position and stand up and force Elvis into his world.
Elvis just trying to do anything he can in survival mode here, bloodied up. The blood matching his dyed hair coming in.
Maybe he knew that.
Yeah, he might have. I'll tell you what.
He anticipated.
That's a bad way to decide to get your hair red because you think you're going to bleed into it.
Well, it is a UFC fight.
Yes,
there we go. Now Alessio's starting to pass. Very nice. He's in half guard now, and it looks like he's going for a head and arm choke. It's just basically going for right here. He's basically just got an over-under. He's got head and arm control.
Would you be extremely surprised if he was actually able to submit someone with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt?
No, well, he's got excellent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills too. You saw from that beautiful pass. Really nice guard pass here. So he's in Elvis's side now. Oh, and Elvis puts him right back to full guard. Ugh, all that work for nothing. That's why a lot of wrestlers, that's the Mark Kerr strategy. The Mark Kerr strategy. Oh, he's finishing it right here.
Elvis is in big trouble again.
What I was saying was that it was always Mark Kerr's strategy to stay in the guard because it's so much energy to try to pass the guard. Right. And you saw he used up all that energy, but he looks like he's still fresh. He can do so much more damage from outside of that position. But he's holding on to Elvis's hand and punching him at the same time. Elvis is getting battered.
This reminds me so much of the fight against Babalu.
Yeah, very similar.
In London at the Royal Albert Hall. Back at UFC 37, July of 2002.
And Elvis isn't doing anything to stop this. He's got to figure out a way to keep Alessio's posture down. He's got to keep it. It looks like Steve Mascotti's going to... Oh, he's just standing the fight up.
He's standing
I thought he was
up.
going to bring in the doctor.
No, he's going to stand it up, and this could be danger right here. This could mark the end. Caught him again with good combinations.
He's rocked.
Yep, Elvis is rocked again.
Elvis, it's showing tremendous poise and the ability to take a punch.
You know what? Sakara kind of just looked at the bloodied face of his opponent, almost in disbelief, like, "Wow, can I finish this?" Yeah, he's telling him to watch the the headbutts, unintentional as it may be, unintentional. Pardon me. But you got to watch the head there. But Sakara really doing a nice job of keeping busy.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with him. He's completely dominating a world-class fighter here. Elvis is a very tough guy. Completely dominating on his feet and just smashing him on the ground. The only thing Elvis has been able to do so far is just reclaim guard. That's the only advantage in position he's ever been able to achieve. He hasn't been able to stand up. He hasn't been able to even attempt a submission. And he hasn't been able to do any damage whatsoever on the feet. See, look at that. That was really open and loose. That's not the Elvis that I know. He's tired and he's battered right now. Elvis is just trying to hold on to his wrists and stop those punches from coming down, but that's not the most effective way to do it. He's got to figure out a way to either get his legs up, grab a hold of one of his legs and pull down on Alessio's neck, which is what they call, Eddie Bravo calls a rubber guard.
They're going to stand him up again, and let's see if the combination finishes Elvis this time.
Elvis again is just looking to just grab and pull guard. Nice leg kick by Elvis.
Good hands by Sakara. Good kicks, though. Elvis is known for having good kicks.
See, he got the double overhooks again. Yeah, he let him take him down there.
Yep.
So Elvis has got to hold. He's got to hold his head down and keep it down. Keep him from raising up. If Alessio can get posture, if he can get up, then he can throw punches.
So the second round is in the books, and it has been all Alessio Sakara.
Let's take a look at some of the action. Inside leg kick by Elvis, and then a counter, beautiful counter. Left, right. Goes to the double underhooks, and then just decides to take him to the ground. And Elvis just taking a pounding here. You see his eyes roll back, and then he recovers. I mean, a battering. Doing his best just to stay in this fight at this point.
Well, you know what? We talked so much the night in London about the heart of Elvis Sinosic because of the punishment he took from Babalu, and similarly, we talked about the punishment that Tito put upon him. And this fight could be a carbon copy of that.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. Unfortunately for Elvis Sinosic, and still big, huge smile on his face. What a great guy.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would love to see him try to reverse it and make it a little bit closer for just the sport itself, and because he's such a good sport. But I don't know how he's going to be able to do it, Chell.
Yeah, you're going to see him pull guard again. There
Absolutely. I mean, continuously we're seeing the same things from Sakara in the maroon and gold. He's been at the top the whole time, and this is well on its way to being a definitively unanimous decision.
Yeah, Elvis just isn't doing anything. When he gets him on his back, he's throwing some punches from the bottom, but those are ineffective. They're not going to stop anyone. What he's got to do, somehow or another, he's got to figure out a way to either sweep him or try to get some sort of a submission. It's very difficult to sweep a guy when you're in full guard like that either. He's either got to go to butterfly guard or he's got to go to half guard, but he's got to do something different than he's doing right now because he's just taking a pounding.
4 minutes remains in our third and final round. We talked about before, Sakara transforming himself into a force in the mixed martial arts world. He was 11 years old when he started to train boxing. At 18, he started to train jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts. So that's 6 years of training, as you alluded to before, Joe, in the bigger picture sport of mixed martial arts. He is very well versed. Of course, fighting in Rio with great teammates is going to get you prepared to fight inside the UFC.
Yeah, he's training with Daryl Golar for his wrestling. I mean, he's down there with Antonio Nogueira, Minotauro, all those guys down in Brazil. So he's got some excellent training partners. But again, inexplicably, he just is content to stay in Elvis's guard. I mean, he is doing damage, but not the kind of damage he would do on his feet. Blood all over the place coming off of Elvis. I mean, it's just every time Alessio punches him, you see a splatter.
I told you that Elvis wouldn't tap very easily, though, and we have seen that so far here.
Yeah, no, he's no joke. I mean, he's not going to tap out, but he's very ineffective in this fight. Steve Mascotti standing him up.
One big one may catch him. One big one may catch him, because Forrest Griffin did it 3.5 minutes into the first round. There it is. Two big ones may catch him. Two good left hooks by Alessio Sakara, and a little bit more force on that most recent takedown.
Yeah, it's still the same thing, though. I mean, he allows this to happen. And he gets stuck in this position, and we're in the same spot where he's just throwing. I mean, he's doing damage. Elvis's face is a mess. He's getting battered, but not nearly as much damage as he does in a stand-up position. Elvis has got to do something. He's got 2 minutes left. It's the last round. He's got to throw up a triangle, do something, pull the head down, try to stand up, and maybe get some sort of a sweep, anything.
Come on, stay busy
But
up top.
lying here in the guard, getting punched in the face, I mean, he's obviously exhausted. He's taken a tremendous beating. A lot of heavy blows. It's hard to watch Elvis take a beating.
It is hard to watch, you know. It's hard to watch anybody take a beating, because, you know, I would say 95% of the guys that we have in this sport are all great guys.
Yeah.
You know what? They believe in the martial arts theory of respect and understand this is competition.
There you go again.
I've used the analogy before, Joe. It's like the tough guys in the National Hockey League. You'd think they'd be the guys who you wouldn't want to deal with, but they're the nicest guys. Elvis goes right back down. Where, you know, he's gonna get saved by the bell, literally, but he's not gonna get the victory, because this is gonna do it here. Yeah. Now, you know what? There's no reason right now for the crowd to boo a man who has survived the punishment of what Elvis has survived here for 15 minutes.
They want blood.
Yeah, you're
no matter
right.
what, they want blood. They're here to be entertained.
Last time I checked, they're getting a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of it.
So Alessio Sakara, they're going to turn some more heads with this very, very impressive unanimous decision victory over Elvis Sinosic. And really, we've only seen flashes in the hands. Bing, bing, bing. He's loaded it up, but he didn't get to finish him because of a combination of the takedowns that Alessio had and Elvis, as you said, Joe, pulling guard.
Elvis looking for a last-minute leg lock.
Too slippery with all the blood. Too slippery with all the blood.
How about Alessio Sakara versus Chuck Liddell? How much would you like to see that?
Don't hate it. I think Babalu's in line, too.
Absolutely.
Don't hate it at all.
Excellent sportsmanship.
I'll tell you what, that's just class, man. Look at that. That is just class. That is what this sport is about. The native of Rome, Italy, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro. And all giving great congratulations and respect to an opponent who he battered for 15 total minutes.
All right, let's take a look at some of the action from that round. The hands of Alessio Sakara. Elvis throws a leg kick, left hook he catches, another left hook. I mean, just a testimony to Elvis's heart that he was able to stand this for 3 rounds.
So it will be a unanimous decision victory for none other than Alessio Sakara. Extremely impressive here tonight at the Mandalay Bay Event Center.
If it's not a unanimous decision, someone's blind.
Yeah, you got that right. And he really didn't get rocked at all. He took very little, if any, punishment at all from Elvis Sinosic. The king of rock and rumble was rocked and rumbled, unfortunately for he and his teammates here this evening.
Excellent showing for Alessio.
All right, official decision will not be a surprise from Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Abe Bilardo scores the bout 29-25. Cecil People scores the bout 29-26. And Jeff Mullen scores the bout 29-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Alessio Legionarius Sakara.
So really the only point he lost was the point in which he was penalized for. He is truly